Hey guys, this is Diana Ballard, and welcome to the Mom Training Podcast, where we discuss the skills and strategies to create possibilities in motherhood and make it more fun, efficient, organized, and peaceful. You can find more information or connect with me online at dianaballard.com or at Diana Ballard Live on social media. A huge quality of a powerhouse mom is being organized in our time and responsibilities. For some moms, this skill set may come really easy. But for the rest of us, it takes consistent work and effort to learn how to apply this skill into our daily life. So we're going to focus on one piece of that skill set. Now, organizing one day could seem like a lot of work and something we've never done before. And that's important, but today we're going to focus on how to plan out and organize a week at a time. Having clarity for a whole week can really help us to break it down into one day at a time. Our ability to have our week right in front of us, either on paper or a computer, can really prevent a lot of stress, rushing around, and decreases the struggles throughout the week. So here's what we're going to practice this week. The first thing we need to do is pick a day of the week that we're going to plan. It's amazing that pretty much every skill set that we work on and practice has to do with time management, and using that time wisely. So pick a day. What day would be best for you? Saturdays or Sundays are usually the days that I plan out the rest of the week, like moving forward. So pick a day and make it part of your routine each week. And the more you work on trying to create the routine, the easier it will come. The next thing is creating a way to organize your week. Is it on a calendar on your phone or computer, calendar on your wall? What can help you visually see the week in front of you? Now, I understand that not everyone is a visual person, but this also is for the people who need to physically write out the week and write things out and be able to see it and kind of like feel it as they're writing out to really make it a reality and to make sense. And we'll get into a couple other senses in the next couple steps. But for me, like I have a paper that I've typed up that I've worked on for years. I mean, this thing has been evolving, probably 7 years now of my needs, my responsibilities, and that's constantly changing. I'm constantly revising this paper that has, this needs to happen each week. I've found, this is a priority for me. So I'm going to work on this one thing or make sure that this happens, make sure I'm, flirting with my husband or have the date with my husband or the intimacy with my husband or, quality time with the kids, or do I have me time? Like what fills my bucket? Am I getting at least one fill my bucket in each week? 2 is like ideal, but am I getting that, fill my bucket in? Am I, are we doing our weekly planning as a family? Am I exercising? Am I getting enough sleep? So mine is a little more complex and we can work up to that. But whatever it is for you, to be able to take what you need for the week and be able to look at it and be like, okay, I can see that I need to do this. I can see that I need to do this. Like this is this, appointment here. This is on the schedule. I know I'm going to have to run this place, but being able to see it in front of you is highly powerful. So thinking of what do I need? Is it just creating it on a piece of paper? Is it just writing down like a list? Is it on a calendar on your phone? Can you, stuff like that. So say that you have a calendar, right? That you have your, the 7 days of the week, writing down the appointments that you have, the things that you have to go to, your exercise routine, I have to take a lunch here. I'm going to have to pick this person up here. My husband's coming home late this night. This is date night here, and writing that stuff in and really looking at that. So you need to know if schedules are tight, snacks you need to bring and things you need to prepare early. And when you sit down and you plan out this week, you can easily organize each day individually. So as we talk about, I'm just working on organizing my next day. Well, if you sit down and look at the whole week, you'll be like, okay, well, this day I need to go to the grocery store because I can't this day. Or this day I need to do this and this. And what it does is it brings clarity to your whole week. And so that when you go into each day and you're planning the day before and, going over, okay, what do I have on this? Oh, right. As I put that on there. And yeah, I do need to bring snacks. So instead of doing those snacks tomorrow morning, in the rush when I know something could happen, someone pees their pants, we can't find a shoe, which is the most annoying thing in the world to me. Like, we find our shoes the night before if we're going to be rushed in the morning, because it's like, I ain't doing that. I am not looking for shoes in the morning and find it like in some weird stinking place, right? Or not even find it at all. And you're like, what are we supposed to do? Your tennis shoes are now not here, right? So like being able to make that snack, like prepare something and have it in the fridge, like ready, or the water bottle's already filled, just like what can you do to prepare early, being like, okay, I know that I can save myself time in the morning. Or if I make, my husband's lunch tonight, he needs a lunch tomorrow, like I am going to make it tonight, and, I need a lunch tomorrow, I'm going to make it tonight, things like that. Like being able to like visually see, like instead of in the morning, like cram time of like, oh my gosh, we have so much to do and so little time, and it creates stress and yelling at each other. And I mean, getting your kids to move, and it just happens to be the slowest morning that they've ever moved. You know how it is, right? So it's just taking your week and kind of drawing it out. Okay. And usually we can think about a week ahead, right? So we can say, oh yeah, this next weekend I have this, Wednesday I have, this dance thing, or I have this doctor's appointment, or whatever it may be. So really sitting down and discussing the details with yourself, writing down, what do I have this week? And, we're not going to be perfect with it. We're not going to hit every single thing on the head, but it's in the amount of clarity that can come from it. It will prevent a lot of stress in our week. So then after we've mentally planned out as much as possible, it's really helpful to have a planning session with the people in your home. This gives us an opportunity to verbally process and also hear the week planned out, getting more senses and needs covered for the different types of learners and thinkers. So for us, my husband and I have a weekly planning session every Sunday evening, and this is the best way for us to make sure that we're on the same page, have informed each other of upcoming things to come, and have a combined Google Calendar that has the important things that affect the both of us. We could discuss the nights that we're going to be gone, when we have meetings, nights I need him to watch the kids or put them to bed. What night is mom night? Yay! Which night he plays video games or goes out with the dudes, what to do for date night, finding a babysitter, and stuff like that. It makes it easier as each day comes because we both have been informed about what's to come, and we can remind each other or just know what's going on, right? It's super helpful, prevents a lot of problems and last-minute details because we've helped each other think out the details and what's really necessary or not. So I know that some mamas on here are single, so if you don't have a spouse to talk to each week, maybe look for another single mom or close friend that you could talk about your week or discuss the details and see if you might be missing anything. And it's even important to verbally process with our kids. My daughter is 4 years old and is just becoming old enough to really understand schedules and days of the week. So we have a monthly calendar that we plan out, and she looks at the calendar each day to see what's going on, which we're pretty routine, so each week is really similar. So it's fun for her to look at the calendar and see for herself what the day will be like. It makes it easier to enforce boundaries if I need to work during a certain time, or also helps her to be excited if there's something fun that we're going to do together. We draw everything with simple little pictures or symbols so she can understand it because she can't read yet. But the more you get your surroundings and your family on board with you, the better you will feel as a mama and gain a little more control of your household. Then each night before you go to bed, go back to the calendar or paper and look at what the next day's activities are, responsibilities, and needs. By doing so, we can prepare something early like that lunch, the gym bag, pick out an outfit, find those darn shoes, and whatever else you may need. And again, the more we go over it, either as we look at the calendar on our phones and write it out and discuss it with family, the more we'll have clarity of what is coming up that week. And believe me, we need that as moms, right? And what we need to prepare for. And it goes back to the truth of, if we have our mind organized and clear, we can be so much more effective in the actions we take and the responsibilities we are responsible for. It takes off just a little bit of pressure for when the unexpected things happen. We have thought about the crucial, important things, and life can flow just a little bit smoother, and we all know we want that to happen. So this week, let's think about how we can better organize our time and responsibilities by planning out our week. I hope you can go over these suggestions that we just went over and be able to create something that helps you be a little more efficient in what you have to do this week. Because we all would love to be a little more productive while also being relaxed in the meantime. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Mom Training Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning into the Mom Training Podcast. If you liked what you heard, I would so appreciate a rating and review from you on any platform you listen to this on. If you have any questions or podcast ideas, you can message me on my social media at Diana Ballard Live or shoot me an email on my website. See you next week.